just remind me to check because I'm still on the old mic that I was on yesterday, and I know that the batteries be going out real quick when it comes to this right here. So somebody just remind me through the comment board, hey, check the batteries. You know what I'm saying? And let me know if my sound cut off. Let me know immediately. That way I can hurry up and change the batteries. So we can keep this feed going. My mic should be here anytime. I ordered it yesterday, and also all of these videos will be edited. All of the mic dropping, any loud noises and stuff will be edited out, and it'll be uploaded next week. That way the playback could be perfect for y'all, okay? Peace, peace. Y'all climb on in. Shalom, shalom, God. How you feeling, Prince Yehuda Lavi? How you doing? How you doing? Courtney Glenn, shalom, shalom. Anita Joe, shalom, peace, Queen. I remember you from the seminar. Peace, peace, Queen. How you doing? Charles Glenn, shalom, shalom. How you feeling? How you feeling, Elder? Willie Price, peace, peace. Ana Perez, peace, peace. Antonio Perez, brother, I need to talk to you. Had a long talk with the God is wise. We want to put you on a team as well. So you and Ania are gonna get in contact with each other. I want to talk to you about adding you to the team. You've been doing a whole lot of heavy work for us, and you know what I'm saying? It's just time to bring you aboard, bro. Peace, peace. Ebony Kelly, peace, peace. Everybody coming in. I know I'm gonna miss a lot of people because a lot of people coming in, but peace and blessings be unto you. Peace and blessings be unto you. I see that we got YouTubers in and we got Facebook in. I'm gonna let it climb in a little bit and we're gonna get to it. Nundi, Yisrael, my sister. What up, Queen? How you feeling, goddess? She be doing so much good work. Nundi work with us. She a part of the team. She don't play no games, y'all. All them packages running out is because of her, mama, my big sister, the wives, everybody just pitching in and putting their hands in this and getting these things done. So yeah. So if y'all loving the new setup, if y'all loving how everything look, let me know. Give me your feedback. I'm gonna wait for a little bit more people to get in. We're gonna get it started. And y'all see what we talking about. We talking about how returning back to Eden or the Garden of Eden, this will fix all your health problems. This will fix all of the things that you've been going through. This will actually reverse the acidity and the acidosis that is killing your cells, that's killing your body and causing you all this turmoil and all this sickness and suffering. Again, we don't believe in the ideology of disease as a name, a particular name and a location. We believe in dis-ease as if the body is only in dis-ease with itself or not at ease with itself when the body is not balanced and when the body energy have been depleted and when the cells are burning from acids and mucus is covering and just soaking the cells and depriving the cells of oxygen. That's what we call disease. But we don't believe in cancer. We don't believe in diabetes and none of these words, these Latin words that was given to us and pushed upon us and by the allopathic community. We don't know nothing about that. Herbs is not for that. Herbs ain't for diabetes. Herbs ain't for leukemia. Herbs ain't for sickle cell anemia. Herbs is specifically for cellular structure functioning, meaning that there is herbs that Yahweh the Creator have grown naturally on the earth that make certain organs and certain cells of the body perform better, that cleanses certain organs and cleanses certain cells. So all this disease nonsense and all of these fear factors and all these fear words that they've been putting on us, we got to get rid of that. The only reason why I use names of diseases is for y'all to be able to identify with them. But I feel like we've been learning enough. We've been on this journey. Y'all been on this journey with me long enough that we don't even need to name them no more. As far as me answering the questions, you can put the names in them, but we're not going to speak in their terminology. And that's how you get in trouble anyway. That's how they shut down your Facebook page. That's how they lock you up and do all these other things because of that specific reason right there. We're using words that they have, basically created and saying that we can cure them, which is another word that they own. And when we're not curing none of these diseases, because these diseases don't exist. They are naming symptomologies of your bodies trying to get rid of these things. They are literally naming your body being impeccable, your body being wonderfully and creatively made, your body being unique and having its own healing mechanism and pushing these toxins out because you have put yourself in a toxic environment. And now we're not even putting ourselves in toxic environment. Speaking of people like me, my family and other healers that I know, we're moving away from the toxic environments. It's just everything's so damn toxic, you can't get away from it. So your body is going to go through through many different types of detoxification symptoms naturally to expel all of these things out of the body by way of the mucosa membrane. And once that mucosa membrane tries to expel these acids, you get a symptom from it. And the very symptom that you get from your body trying to heal itself and expel all that toxemia out, you will go to the doctor and they will name that symptomology a name, and then you call it a disease. And now the trickery starts to play on your mindset where you believe in this false identification of something that they told you you had when your body was just working to get rid of toxemia in the first place. And then they give you medicine, and the medicine is nothing but chemicals and petroleum oil mixed with different chemicals. That's what medicine is, created by John D. Rockefeller. Make no mistake. And then these things have a further effect on the body. First, they cover up the symptoms. It's called suppressive therapy. Then later on, these symptoms unleash themselves, and then you have worse problems than what you had before. See that? So we done with the disease theory. Only dis-ease my body have is when I go against nature and I violate nature, and then nature violate me, because my body have to go through a fontanelle, which is our alternative route of elimination, to get rid of what I put my body through. If y'all got that so far, type in some nines. And the solution to this problem is going back to Eden. Now, I know I got a lot of Kemetic followers on here. I know I got a lot of Hindu followers on here. I'm cool with both of you brothers. I believe in a lot of teachings that a lot of y'all doctrines teach. You know, I believe in a lot of it, because when you break down all of this different foundations, it's all the foundations. You know, I can go into Kemetic science and Kemetic mysteries and mythologies and go and really get deep into Kemetic science and practices and Hindu science and practices, and it lines up with a lot of the things the Torah say. It lines up with a lot of the things the Nazarite teachings say, because I'm a Nazarite. I am a Hebraic African Israelite. But a lot of our teachings lines up once you take out the dogma and take out the religion, y'all. So a lot of people on here, so the reason why I'm using Eden is because I identify with being a Hebraic African Israelite. You know, some people might call it Kemet land. Some people might call it the land of gold. Some people might call it different names, but I'm going to call it Eden, because that is what I choose to practice. That's what I choose to follow. And these are the scientists and the beliefs back behind the systems of why I choose to follow it. So if we go back to Eden, if you look in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 29, it specifically tell you that the fruits yielding seeds shall be meat unto you, and that the vegetables yielding seed shall be meat unto you. When you look at a fruit yielding seed, that's a fruit. When you look at a vegetables, that's yielding the part of the seed. That's the reproductive part of the vegetable plant. That is another fruit should be unto you. So when you actually get into the book of Bereshith, or what they call Genesis 1:29, the book of Genesis, meaning the book of beginning, if you actually look at the Hebrew word, is Bereshith, means in the beginning. You will see that the first diet for angelical beings, because this is for Adam and Hawa, what they call Adam and Eve, which I don't identify with those names, nor do I identify with the word Jesus Christ. But if we're gonna use the Gregorian Greek names for it, this is when Adam and Eve had angelical light being bodies. This before they were human. This before they fell from the heavens and came to earth and became man. Notice what the food was for these electrical beings, these electrical bodies. Now, if you look in the book of Genesis, wasn't anything supposed to die? There was no death until the fall of man, showing you that the food that was made for them was supposed to sustain them for eternity. Now, the reason why I'm speaking of this before we get into the questions and everything, because I want to show y'all something. Okay, Yahweh the Creator gave Adam and Hawa, which we call Adam and Eve, fruits and vegetables. Adam and Eve was not human beings at this time. You see that? They didn't get coats of skin until Genesis 3, chapter 21. We see that they were supposed to live eternally. They were supposed to live a minimum of 1,000 years, and then they were supposed to Enoch. They were supposed to transcend or transfigurate their bodies. You see that? So notice the food he gave them when he gave immortal people. These are not mortal beings at this time. Sin was not in the world. Violation of nature was not in the world. None of that was in the world. So they were supposed to be immortal. They were supposed to live forever in that celestial flesh that they was wrapped in. Notice the food that he gave them. He gave them fruits and he gave them vegetables yielding seed after its kind. It wasn't any meat. It wasn't eating flesh. It wasn't eating milk from cows and all these other different type of animals. It wasn't none of that. And we see that that diet was supposed to sustain them for eternity. Where did man turn their backs on God? Where did man turn their backs on nature? Where did man turn their backs on original truth and philosophy? Man started cooking their food. Man started getting pots and pans and mixing grease and oils and all types of things. Man started killing. Man started hunting and seeking blood. And then you truly see disease start setting in into this world. You see that? But the beginning, everything was at peace. Everything was in balance. Everything was in harmony. Everything was in ma'at. Everything had a proper perspective, and there was a proper food for a proper people or angelical people. Now, if we're trying to, raise our consciousness and we're trying to restore and restaurate our bodies and our cells and get rid of the genetic weaknesses that have been pulled down upon us by our ancestors, since we are spiritual beings having a human experience, wouldn't it be wise of us to go back to that beginning diet? Wouldn't it be wise of us to start researching what these fruits does to the body, how many healing constituents and healing modalities is inside of the fruit, and then start comparing the fruit to the actual meat, and it will blow your mind to see that there is not one. When I say one, there is not one good thing that come from meat, not one good thing that come from milk, not one good thing that come from all these gnarly GMO crops, grains and corns and all of that. But when you go and you start really looking at natural fruits and vegetables that was made after its kind with seeds in them that are not GMO, that was put here by the creator Yahweh, you start seeing all the healing constituents. You start seeing all the curcumentins in it. You start the tannins, which is a natural blood thinner, for that blood can flow easy and that life in that blood can flow easily and bring oxygen to the cellular tissues of the body. You start seeing all types of beautiful things going on. You see that? But the moment you start looking at meat and seeing what it's doing to the black community, seeing what it's doing to the Irish community, seeing what it's doing to the Caucasian community, see, meat ain't racist at all. Meat killing everybody ass. You see that? Lactose acid putting everybody down. It's simple. All we got to do is go back to eating, go back to that original diet that was made to sustain original people for our cells will be able to thrive off of. And then our mindset can change too, because as I teach y'all all the time, whenever you're eating fruits, you're getting light code frequencies and information strictly from the sun. The sun is one of the oldest entities ever in existence. You see that? One of the oldest entities ever in existence. You cannot even exist without the SUN or the SON. You can't even exist without it, because it is literally beating and vibrating you into existence. This is how all your foods and your crops grow, through something called photosynthesis. This is how the water is able to come in. Then due to the moon, this is how the waves are able to tide inside the ocean and pull back. You see all these different psychological influence that the sun and the moon and the stars have on us. It's having the same effect on the plants, but even more. See, the plants look just like us, and what the plants do, they produce a melanin called chlorophyll or chloroplasts. Our melanin is inside of our melanin is selenium and magnesium. But if you look at the blood of a plant, it's still iron phosphates and iron, and calcium monophosphates and all these things, but they have to take it into its oxide form. And they get it from the soil by taking it from the crust of the earth. And then they go through a process called iron trophorophysis, where they actually convert the oxides and the things that's bad for our body into phosphates, into carbonates, into aldynes, into bromines. And then we eat these things and then it sustains our body. But they don't tell you that the sun is beaming down on these things every day, all day, and feeding all of this eternal, infinite information to the food. So when you actually eat these living foods in a untapped, raw state, and you're not cooking all the biophotons, which bio means life, photon mean light particle, up out of the food, which give you your 6 and your 7 sense, which give you your actual spirituality. This come from the food and the information that you eat. If you get in the book of Adam and Eve, it says, we're the food for the angels. We don't have any food for the angels, Adam. That's what Eve was asking them. Adam like, look, we got to get back in this garden, see if we can find some food of the angels. And what is the true food of the angels, the true manna bread? That is the fruit that falls from the heavens, because trees are now mountains. Tree stumps are now mountains. These trees used to go all the way up in the heavens, and when them fruit fell from them trees, they said, look, Jack and the Beanstalk, all of that is real stuff, y'all. Where do y'all think they are getting all of these different movies and everything from? And you start looking at mountaintops, and these are straight tree stumps, y'all. So the trees used to go all the way in the heavens, and then the fruit used to hang from these trees and fall down on Eden, the Garden of Eden, and that was the fruit that was made to be meat unto the people, meat unto Adam and Eve, or what we're going to call Adam, which means the sons of Adam. And they say, well, the angels' food fell like manna from the heavens. Yes, it did, because trees were literally in the heavens at this time. So it behooves us to get back to once which was, man. If we just reverse this and you start seeing the fruits cleansing and just tugging and pulling away at all of these different toxemias and acids at your body. So let's get into the questions. Is y'all ready for the questions and answers? Y'all type in some nines and we're going to get it started. And if you can hear me and if you can see me good, let's get it going. I don't want to hold y'all up too much. We got a lot of questions to get through. Honey, y'all, if you can't turn the air down, I'm down here burning up already. You know how I get to talking in that lactic acid. You see that? Not eating any acid foods. Don't eat any acid foods. I actually been all raw. I haven't had any cooked food, and I've been mainly on juices, but I'm building up lactic acid that if my lymphatic system does not cleanse out, it will burn my cells and I can get cancer. But I'm on an all alkaline diet. See that? Give me a month. We gonna destroy this pH alkaline acid bull crap. I'm telling, watch, we gonna destroy it because the philosophy and just the common sense behind it just don't make sense at all. But that's neither here or there. That's neither here or there. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. I see y'all ready. If y'all can hear me good, let me know. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me check my batteries. All right, to say I'm full. Let me check the other battery, and we're gonna get it. We're gonna get this thing started. We're gonna get this thing started. Okay. All right, they say it's full. Let's see how long it's gonna let us go before it cut out. All right, so this is the first question, y'all. This is the first question, y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share this. You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. So the first question says, thank you for your existence. Greetings, divinity. First off, I love this. Greetings, divinity. So whoever this is most definitely recognizing the divine spirit in me. And I give thanks. I truly, truly give thanks for you for that. It says, thank you for your existence and all that you are doing to aid in healing the planet. All praises. I appreciate you for that. My question is how to rapidly heal anus fissures. Anus fissures. And what anus fissures is basically it's small tears inside of the colon wall, close to the sigmoid colon and right along the anus. And I'm going to show y'all that in a minute. It says, it's been 5 months and I've been in bed with this painful experience. Pus. Notice we're talking about pus. So if he's having pus, we already know that he's eating meat. If he got pus build up, or unless he mistaken pus for mucus. But if you got pus, the only way you get pus is from dead corpuscles, and that's dead deteriorating proteins. That's the only way the body is building up pus. So we already know that you're a meat eater. Bleeding and clots, fragmented stools, bowel movements are all likened to birthing a small embryos every time. So he got painful poop when he's pushing his feces through that sigmoid colon and out the anus because he have all types of different, rips and tears in the anus. All right. It says to give you just a brief medical workup, I was diagnosed with HIV. We all know that that word. We don't believe in these diseases, but we already know we don't believe in that. That don't even truly exist. And I'm glad you said that because I told you I was working on my HIV mini documentary. It's almost done, but I'm gonna show y'all a few clips of what I'm talking about when I say that don't exist. In one of my IG videos, I actually went through the cells and I showed the ribosome, the lysosome, and the exosome, and how these things can make you read like you have HIV. All of us will read positive one time in our life if we get tested every day. If you get tested every day for 3 months straight for HIV, you're going to at least get 2 positives. And the reason why is because HIV is full of shit. Everybody get it because it's your body eliminating waste through the lysosome and through the exosomes. That's the reason why if you have cancer, stage 3 cancer, they tell you don't go get HIV tested because you're going to test positive. Or if you get a lot of chemotherapy while you have cancer, they suggest that you don't get tested for HIV because what? You would test positive, or you will test what they call a false positives. So, in order for you to even have a false positive, that should raise red flags right there to tell you that something is not right with this so-called HIV virus or HIV strands. And again, I truly don't believe in viruses anyway. I don't believe in the virus theory. Nor do I believe in the germ theory. And I teach y'all about this stuff all the time, but I'm going to show y'all. So it says he was diagnosed with HIV with HIV at 18, and he is 44 now, and he experienced Kaposis sarcoma. And that's basically when the skin start deteriorating because acids starts overwhelming the lymphatic system, and then the acid starts to leap in the epithelial layer of the skin, and it start burning big scars and sores inside of the skin. And what's crazy is Kaposis sarcoma is actually cancer. And at one time in 1980, before 1980 came, when they came out with all of these different viral strands, syphilis, herpes, gonorrhea, chlamydia, leukemia, certain other types of cancers used to all be the same name. Then in 1981, they started breaking up the names to get different money to get different monies from each different names. But we dealing with all the same disease. And that's the reason why if you catch chlamydia or if you catch herpes, they say that you're more susceptible to catch HIV, and then make sure you keep getting tested. Because to be truth, it's all the same underlining thing, and that is as extreme acidosis breaking down the cells, and the cells begin to break down, and lysosome is not doing its job properly because it's so bombarded with acids. So the lysosome, which acts as the digestive system of the cells, starts to try to eat the cells up, and then these cells still have the fragments on them, and they don't go to the lymphatic system to actually get filtrated out. And what happens is the cell, since it went ate up all the way, it will literally catch a hitching ride on another cell and invade that cell and inject its genetic genome worked up material inside of it, and then that's what you call the virus. All viruses are dead. Viruses are not living whatsoever, and if they do call it a living virus, it's because it came from living material. But I'm gonna let y'all watch something on that, y'all. It's real deep. So look, now check this out. This is how I know what I'm talking about. Look. It says, to give you just a brief medical workup. Look what he say. I was diagnosed with HIV at 18, and now I'm 44. I experienced Kaposis sarcoma for a period. And through different periods, look, check this out. He experienced syphilis and gonorrhea. Am I making this up? Hold on. Everything I just said is what he's saying right now. So not only was he diagnosed with HIV, but he is diagnosed with syphilis and gonorrhea. I can pull a Merck book out right now that I got. I paid $1,200 from it. It's a Merck book. And this Merck book breaks down all diseases. Do you realize and I got the book. I'm going to show y'all them all on my IG. In 1980, all of these diseases was the same disease. In 1981, they broke it up into 6 diseases. But all of them are the same thing. It says, I never trusted Western medicine, so I usually accepted treatments. So I only accepted treatments when the condition was an emergency. The HIV meds, I was in disbelief about the HIV meds, as I was in disbelief about the diagnosis when I wanted to get tested, when I wanted to test and to trust. I don't know what you mean by that, brother. And look, they say HIV causes AIDS. HIV does not cause AIDS. What causes AIDS is the treatment of HIV. Again, everybody get a small retrovirus every now and then called HIV. It's the body's overloading of exosomes and lysosomes due to the cells breaking down, which your cells do every day, all day. What happens is they give you mustard gas, or what you call chemotherapy, which is the same thing they give you for cancer, but this time they just changed the name of chemotherapy and call it ATZ, AZT, Xantex, and all these other different names, and then they call it anti-retro drugs. And then you getting chemotherapies in pill form and thinking it is actually boosting your immunological system when there is no such thing as the immunological system. You only have a lymphatic system, and if there was a such thing as the immunological system, it would exist inside of the lymphatic system, because last time I checked, a T cell, a B cell, a lymphocyte, a phagocyte, a basophil, a neutrophil, a mesophil, all these other, a macrophage, all these different sites that's supposed to make up the immune system, you only find them in the lymphatic system. You see that? You only find them in the lymphatic system. And what these drugs that they give you for the HIV is chemotherapy. It is mustard gas. This is acid that burns less than 1.5 on a potential hydrogen scale. You're literally burning all the lymphocytes, all the phagocytes, all the neutrophils, all the monophils, all the basophils, all of these different T cells and B cells, immunoglobulin out of the body. Then what happens is the mucosa membrane / lymphatic system completely is invaded and destroyed. So you catch a common cold, and these lymphocytes and phagocytes can't fight anymore, and you die from that common cold. So what caused the AIDS? Was it the actual HIV, this small little bitty retrovirus that everybody get every now and then? No, it wasn't. It was actually the treatment of HIV with the chemotherapy drugs that they give you that's supposed to boost the so-called immunological system. Man, it's all crap, man, when you really listen. Like, when you listen to this stuff, man, it will blow your mind. It will blow your mind, all right? So it says the HIV meds, as I was in disbelief about the diagnosis, I wanted to test the trust. I know I was poisoned by the doctors. Of course, brother, look, I'm telling you right now, they poisoned you. Whoever this was, yes, that's what they do. That's what they do. Look, instead of just bringing up your lymphatic system, opening up your lymphatic system, opening up your kidneys for lymphatic filtration, bringing your adrenal glands back online, going after the thymus gland, replacing all the good bacteria inside the gut, replacing all the T cells and the B cells from the bone marrow back in the thymus gland, they gave you synthetic mustard gas. Then voila, you have AIDS. Now, HIV don't exist, but AIDS exists. All diseases leads to AIDS, and that is a compromised, degenerative, chronic lymphatic system. Any so-called disease, any so-called ailment, or any time your body is trying to eliminate and you stop that elimination process, the body will start backing up, and that backing up of acids will kill all of these so-called immunocytes and cells, and once these lymphatic system cells die off, then, you catch a common cold, it'll kill you. So AIDS do exist, but all so-called diseases lead to AIDS if you go without detoxing. And that's why detoxification is vitally important, y'all. Vitally important, okay? It says, only took the meds in uncertainty of the 26 years since being diagnosed. I can estimate that I have maybe 5 years worth of meds in you. So you got about 5 years worth of chemotherapy in you, which is probably causing the anal tears and the anus rips, the fixtures, which is probably causing that. Because think about it. You're taking in mustard gas and you have to poop and pee these things out. If that's sitting in that colon too long, it will rip and tear at the sigmoid colon and at the actual colon and at the actual anus, the intel of the colon. So it might be from the chemotherapy, or it can be from just deteriorating acids because, you're not changing your lifestyles and your eating habits. For the Kaposas, I remember having a few. Look, here it go. Look, this is how I know I'll be on point. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Check this out. For the Kaposis, because Kaposis is cancer, notice HIV causes Kaposis sarcoma, but they say that Kaposis sarcoma is not HIV, it's cancer. But I just told y'all that cancer, HIV, syphilis, and chlamydia and herpes is all the same disease, so-called disease. And I'm standing on it. I can prove this stuff, y'all. Now check this out. It says, for the Kaposis, I remember having a few chemotherapy treatments, but I ceased them. Ooh-wee, boy. Ooh-wee. Do y'all see how they are crippling our people? Do y'all see the lies, the witchery, the witchcraft that they putting on our people? It says, I seen the Secret movie. I binged on it. The Secret movie talk about basically how HIV and all this is a hoax, because it is. It says I binged on it. I studied other works, and it compelled me into the rabbit hole after the rabbit hole after the rabbit hole, and it changed my life expeditiously. It may be understood as awakening and furthering in this awakening. I've studied the world's theologies as well as many other topics and exploring all the understandings of the brain, self-healing through meditation, breath work, etc. Acquired wherever I can reach for detoxing heavy metals and poisons and vaccines out of my body with the meds I consumed in my life. I come to the juncture where I am reaching and I'm trying to learn to achieve even the smallest dream manifestation and etc. All was well because the only thing I believe I manifest was absolute health, optimal health. And 5 months ago, this happened. That's what's up, brother. You use mind to control matter because the body doesn't create the mind. The mind created the body to experience its creation. So I like that. I like that ideology that you then took on. It says, I'm in New York City, and there is a lot of challenges to buy and pay for good outside food stamps Eternally grateful for your time and replies. Let infinite love, light, and joy be loyal companion now and forever. Man, I like that. Rampage of love. All right, peace to you. So the first thing you're going to have to deal with, I want to deal with let's deal with the HIV thing first, and then we're going to talk about how to heal the anus. I want to show you that if you get rid of all of them toxins and all of that chemotherapy that you've been putting in your body, you will get rid of the HIV. Because all the HIV, let's just show what it is. Let's show and prove. Check this out. If y'all can still hear me well, typing some nines, I'm going to share my screen with y'all. I just want to show y'all something. I just want to show y'all something real quick. Let's get to it. Let's get to it real quick, like. Let me share my screen. Update system audio. The broadcast system audio that it can. Hold on, y'all. So it's telling me I need to update my audio. I'm going through. Hold on, family. Let me just pull it on the screen. Maybe if I pull it on the screen, that'll work.
That's the estimate. Yes. And they say they're living under Damocles' sword, and it's just a matter of when they get it and when they die. But the truth is, they don't have the virus. What they have is a so-called a mitochondrion or virus. That's the estimate. Yes. And they say they're living under Damocles' sword, and it's just a matter of when they get it and when they die. But the truth is, they don't have the virus. What they have is a so-called antibody to the virus. And if you remember, the rationale for getting vaccinated is so the body will.
Hold on, family. All right, can y'all hear me again? I'm finna just try to share my screen and play it. But every time I share my screen, it says I gotta update some crazy nonsense. You see that? To broadcast system audio, please update to the latest Ecamm live service plugin. I ain't doing that right now. It keep freezing. Okay. It's free. It only freeze when I'm trying to play the video. It only freeze when I'm trying to play the video. It only freeze when I'm trying to play the video. Yeah, that's what time it is. Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm back. So look, we're gonna edit this out. I guess I just upload the video on my IG, and y'all can listen to it on there. But this man breaking everything down. But let me show you how this thing works. This is exactly how it works. So this is a cell, and inside the cells, if you actually looking at this real close, you have something called the microvascular exosomes, and that's where you get the MVE at. If you look on the screen, that circle that's all the way to your left is MVE, microvascular exosomes. Notice that these microvascular exosomes have little bitty DNA particles and stuff inside of them. Whenever a cell dies off, what happens is this blue thing that we call lysosomes is supposed to eat up these particles. It's supposed to eat and engulf the cell. And the reason why it eats and engulf the cell is because it chews up the cell and it put this broken down poop from the cells inside of the interstitial fluid of the cell. And then what happens is the lymphatic system pick it up and it take it through the lymph vessels, and then it take it to a lymph node. Once it get to a lymph node, it is further breaking down and it is further eaten up, and then it go to the kidneys and it process for filtration and elimination. Well, what happens is when liposome does not do its job, when liposome does not do its job because you've been eating so many acids and the whole system get bombarded with acids, what happens is lysosome fail to eat up all the dead cells. So you still have genomes and genetic material that is still living inside of the body. You got dead cells that's acting retarded, but still is alive. They half dead and half alive because lysosomes didn't kill them all the way and disintegrate them and dropped it off to the lymphatic system. So then these cells that's supposed to be completely dead, that's not, starts excreting something called exosomes. You see that? And then what the exosomes do is they come together with the half dead, half alive particles, damaged cells or damaged DNA, and then they attaches themselves to a protein. Then this protein attaches itself to another cell and inject itself into the cell. And that's where you get this so-called HIV marker from, y'all. But notice what it is. All is a dying cell that wasn't completely ate up. And if you think I'm lying, let's just look up a few definitions. Let's see what lysosome do. Check this out. This is what the lysosome do. Now, I'm going to move this over. It says lysosomes or organelles responsible for breaking down cellular waste. That's what they do. They break down cellular waste. They are filled with digestive enzymes. Lysosomes have a low pH. Look, have a low pH on the inside, showing you this too, that even the lysosome, not only is your DNA acidic, deoxyribonucleic acid, ribonucleic acid, but even the exosomes and the lysosomes that's within inside of the cells that breaks down the cells, when the cell dies, it's already naturally acidic as well. We got to talk about these things. We got to talk about these things. It says they are filled with digestive enzymes. Lysosomes have a low pH on the inside, meaning they are acidic, that allows the digestive enzymes to work. So when your digestive enzymes and when your lysosome is not working right, you start producing too many exosomes. When you produce too many exosomes, it biohacks the cell, and it have that debris that wasn't fully digested by the lysosome. It attaches to another cell and invades the cell, and now you have RNA mixing itself with DNA, and they call this a retrovirus. And guess what they're going to call it? HIV. Now, did that come from sex? Did that come from outside of the body, or did that come from too many acids being in the body because you have been living a acidic lifestyle? You tell me. You tell me. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to go on an all-fruit diet. If I was you and you was me, I would not take any more of that medication. You're going to most definitely have to go on a diet, y'all. You're going to have to go on a diet. This diet going to have to consist of all fruits because you have to get all of them unwanted exosomes off, and we have to repair the DNA, and then they didn't damage your cells by giving you all this chemotherapy. And when you look at the colon and you're going through this ripped colon, that what you got going on here, this is the colon right here. And I just want to show y'all this real fast. This is a colon. Let me check make sure I'm still on. All right. Yep, we still looking good. Now, this is the colon. When you look at the colon, all right, this is an inflamed colon. This colon is messed up, and it's probably how his colon look right now. When you actually look at the colon, notice we're going to start on this side. You got the appendix. The appendix is literally a part of the colon. The appendix is. And what the whole purpose, let me go on. Okay, y'all can see that. The whole purpose of the appendix is to produce all types of good bacteria to keep itself lining the intestinal tract to help you break down your food and to help you, bring your food into the blood capillaries. Then as you move up into the ascending colon. This is the ascending colon. Then you move to the transverse colon. Notice all the icky stuff inside the transverse colon. You got unwanted blood clots, you got leftover food, you got acids, you got fermentation. You see that? Then you go down into the descending colon. Now, this is where his issue is at. When you start getting into the sigmoid colon, which is this little round shape right here, it goes into the rectum down to the anus. He had rips and tears from the sigmoid all the way to the anus. What can rip and tear any tissue in the body? What can destroy any tissue in the body? Does alkaline destroy tissues in the body, or do acids destroy tissues in the body? That's my question for y'all online. Do alkaline destroy tissues in the body, or do acids destroy tissues in the body? We have to be dealing with acids because alkaline-based chemistry heals the body. It soothes the body. It repairs the cells of the body. So we know that he have too many acids moving around in his digestive tract. And if it's moving around in his digestive tract, then it must be inside of his feces. Unless he's eating things that's very hard and his stomach is not breaking them down, like kale, that'll rip you up. If kale is not broken down properly, that'll rip you up. Certain corn, that'll rip you up very good if it's not broken down properly anyways. And that's why corn cannot even be consumed, because it don't break down at all. Real, gnarly proteins that'll rip you up too. But I bet you it's from the medicine and the reoccurring of the medicine, because he said he had Kaposi sarcoma, showing you that it is the medicine that they given him for the HIV that is burning the cells of his body, and it's burning his intestines all the way down to his colon. So if it's the cells that's burning, and if it's the cells that's doing all these things to you, then that means you're going to have to reverse what you got going on, man. And the best way to reverse these things is to alkaline the body. And the best way to alkaline the body is to hydrate the body. Go on an all fruit diet. That's what you're going to need. You're going to need an all fruit diet. And then since your colon is ripped, make sure you're eating things that's not going to rip it up more. Eat cooling foods. You see that? Eat cooling foods. Eat apples. Eat watermelons. Things that are very watery in substance. Eat all the melon. The melon family is very, 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 very hydrative. It will hydrate and it will soothe the colon. Don't eat things that's hard. Don't eat things that is hard to break down that's going to further keep ripping up the colon wall. And these are things like your grains, your vegetables, your nuts, your seeds, things like this is hard and it's complex amino acid structures. It's full of proteins. And not only will it rip you because it cannot fully break down, but all the phytic acid, the carbonic acid, and all the different types of uric acid is made and produced from these things as well. So you're getting two burns. You're getting burns from the density of these foods. And that's why whenever you healing and you detoxing, you're supposed to eat less dense foods. And not only that, you're eating complex amino acid structures that the acid cannot even break down. And these are ripping and tearing you too. So eat soothing things. That's the first thing. Study fruits and what's soothing. You see that? A ripe watermelon is soothing. It's not hard to break down. A melon, all the whole melon family, soothing. It's not hard to break down. A mango, a ripe mango, that's soothing. That is not hard to break down. See, things that is hard to break in, make sure when you're eating, you're super chewing. You see that? Make sure all the digestion is taking place in your mouth, and that food becomes a liquid before you swallow it down. That way it will aid and it will soothe the digestive system while we bringing the herbs in to come and heal the day. Now, what you need, since you got all these things going on, though, you're going to need my genetic therapeutic package level 3. And the reason why I'm telling you to get the highest package here is because you are dealing with, not only you're dealing with so-called HIV, which is high exosomes, but the treatment of it is what's really beating you down and causing the skin cancer and just causing everything that's going on with you. And we got to open up the liver and get all that chemotherapy up out of there. And inside of that mustard gas is all types of aluminum and mercury poison too. So we got to cleanse the glymphatic system of the brain to get all that mercury up out of there. I mean, we got to cleanse a lot of different things that's going on with inside of you because of the treatment of the so-called disease that they labeled you with. You see what I'm saying? So I would say the genetic level 3 with an all fruit diet. If you can do all juice, do all juice. That'll eliminate any solid foods from fruits too. That way you ain't got to deal with the skins of apple. You ain't got to deal with the hard, the hard crust of the apples or none of that stuff. You can literally just juice your foods and you can soothe the digestional tract with hydration and H3O2. If y'all got that so far, type in some 9s and we're going to move on to the next question. If y'all got that so far, type in some 9s and we're going to move on to the next question. And let me focus this camera more. If y'all got that so far, type in some 9s and we're going to keep it pushing. We're going to keep it pushing. Let me know. Let me know. And we're going to keep it going. Okay, cool. All right, so next question. Let me mark this off. The next question says, good night, Yaki. My name is B. I have sent several emails and no answer. I know you're very busy. I've been watching your videos and learning a lot of things I didn't know before. Keep up the good work and never make anyone make you feel or get you out of your character. Thank you for that, because boy, these Negro Israelites, been dragging my name through the mud. They really be pissing me off sometimes, but I'm gonna take heed. I'm gonna take heed to that. So thank you for that wise advice. I recently had surgery where my gallbladder was infected, and it had to be removed. So they took away your gallbladder. Okay, so first thing they took away the gallbladder, and we know what an infection is. They probably seen a bunch of good bacteria doing their jobs. Now, anybody on here, I teach y'all this all the time. What is bacteria created for? If you see an infestation of bacteria, what is it there for? We know that it is not the cause, but it's the effect. What is the effect of? What is bacteria localized in a certain place in an infestation? What is it there for? We know it is not the cause, it's the effect. So what is the cause and what is the bacteria eating? Let's see who got this. This is class, y'all. Y'all in the classroom. This is an online classroom. Who been learning? Who been learning? That's right, Forever Student. And look, that's not a coincidence. That's their name, Forever Student. That's beautiful. And check out what Forever Student said. To kill acids. So we see bacteria is manifested and localized and infest a certain place because they chew on gnarly chemistry. They chew on acids, on that gnarly corrosive chemistry. So if you had a bacteria infection inside of the gallbladder, that means the gallbladder was acidic. Now, what made the gallbladder acidic? It had to come from the liver or from the pancreas. You see that? From the liver or from the pancreas, meaning that you've been eating acidic food. So it was the diet. The diet is what got your gallbladder taken out. It was the diet. Y'all on here learning, and I love it. I love it. All right, check this out. It says, and the gallbladder was infected, and I had to remove. I thought I was eating a healthy diet, but still got sick. Because you can eat healthy all you want. If your lymphatic system is not working properly, you gonna get sick. You can eat on an all fruit diet all you want. If them kidneys ain't eliminating, you gonna keep whatever so-called disease you done manifested. Because it's not truly about the what you're eating. It's the manifestation of the acids that you leave behind. And I'm saying that with a disclaimer because I don't want you all to think that y'all can just eat whatever you want to eat, because I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying what really is the problem is the byproduct of the things that you are eating, whether it's an apple, whether it's a piece of meat or anything. If the lymphatic system is not working properly, then you're going to accumulate the metabolic waste that acid have built up, and that's going to burn you. It's going to damage your cells and it's going to burn you. Now check this out. This is the liver right here. And when you actually look at the liver is the chemical factory of the body. Any type of chemicals that come in your body, anything, say if you bring in amino acids and amino acids is not shaped right, the liver will reshape them. Say if you need to store up fat, you need to store up cholesterol, you need to store up sugar, and the sugar turn into fat, and then when you need to release this high yield, y'all quiet Eli up there. He loud in the mug. I'm pretty sure this mic picking son up. Quiet him down, y'all. Quiet him down now. My son up there, he be tripping. He invade he remind me of Diddy. He want to be all in the videos. Like y'all seen him on my Instagram live today. He all in the videos. You know what I'm saying? He remind me of Diddy from Bad Boys. But if you actually look at the liver and what the liver does, the functioning of the liver, what I was saying, the functioning of the liver is literally the chemical factory of the body. So any chemicals that come in the body are simulated or disintegrated by the liver. Also, when sugars is in the body and the body cannot utilize the sugar, or the sugar's in the blood too long, what the liver would do is store up the sugar as glycogen and as fat, and then it's stored up in the liver. And when you need energy or you need to yield energy, say you need fight or flight and you just need to get out of there real quick, what the liver would do is release that sugar for you can get the highest vitality quick as possible. Also, the liver act as a detoxification agent. You know, it produces something called bile. Bile is produced by the liver to the gallbladder and to the small intestinal tract to actually help you break down your food. Well, if you look at bile and you look at the chemistry of bile that's actually produced by the liver but is held by what you call the gallbladder sac. And what I'm holding up right now is the actual gallbladder sac. This is the gallbladder sac right here. And actually, this is what holds the bowel and what holds these bowel salts. And these salts are made with all type of different minerals. We have to understand that minerals that are converted for the body to use it become salt, or what you call electrolytes. The body cannot use minerals in its pure state. That's what messes up the body. And that's the reason why isolated chemistry or supplements is so bad for the body, because the body cannot use minerals straight from the plants to you. What the body do is, once you eat the plants and the body start going through its digestive enzymic reaction and break down the minerals, it then convert the minerals into salts. These salts then yield something called electricity, and then they become electrolytes, and then you can utilize the minerals for the body. So, and that's what sticks the DNA together. If you look at a DNA structure, the DNA have pinto sugar backbones, then you have amino acids in the middle of the DNA, and what sticks the amino acids to the sugar phosphate backbones and to each other is minerals, and these minerals are salts. That's why when you lack minerals, your DNA starts to literally unravel itself, and that gives you all types of wacky information to the body, which will cause a lot of sicknesses and illnesses as well. So the gallbladder holds all the bile salts, and the bile salts is made as an enzymic reaction agent to help break down your food. Once the stomach sac have done its job and went through its pepsinogen and its hydrochloric acid motion to actually break down the food, then it goes through a small intestinal tract, and then it gets released. And it gets released by the gallbladder through the pancreas. If you look at this and how this structure is, so this is the liver, and this is the gallbladder, and this is how it sits right here. And both of these things are released. You see the tail of the gallbladder? This is the tail of the gallbladder, this little green piece right here. See that? It's called the gallbladder artery. This is where it's at, and it's like this. This is how it looks. And it releases these bile salts into the small intestinal tract where all your absorption at, and also other enzymes, digestive enzymes that come from the pancreas and the islets of Langerhans are released inside of this as well, and it starts to break down all of these foods. If y'all get what I'm saying so far, type in some nines. If y'all get what I'm saying so far, type in some nines, and we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going. If you get what I'm saying so far, type in some nines. Let me just see if y'all listening. Y'all still here? Y'all with me? Am I still on? I'm still on. Okay, cool. So the issue is this. If the gallbladder is infested with all different types of bacteria, that means that it was acid inside of this area. So the only way to cleanse out the gallbladder is by cleansing the liver, because the gallbladder ain't gonna hold nothing if it wasn't for the liver making the things and putting it in it. So you didn't have a gallbladder problem. Your problem was your liver, and you still got your liver because you can't survive without it. So now we need to cleanse up the liver, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And not only am I going to show you how to do that, I'm going to show you how to get your diet back right too, because the gallbladder plays a major, major role and position when it comes to you digesting your food. So you most definitely going to have to be a super chewer if you don't still want to be sick, because you can get your gallbladder removed and still have the same issues and problems because they went after the gallbladder and they didn't go after what they needed to go after, which was the liver. All right, so let's read and see what this says. It says, I had my gallbladder removed. Wooty wop wop. It says, I was eating healthy, but I still got sick. Of course. What should I eat in order for me not to go through any more surgeries again? You need to go on an all raw diet. That's what I'm going to recommend. And make sure that you're picking foods that doesn't take too much force, friction, and acids to break down. It says, I am borderline diabetic. Not on any medications for it. The only thing I have is high blood pressure, showing me that your kidneys and your adrenals are not working. Because remember, whenever you get into high blood pressure, the top part is called systolic. It's supposed to be 117 to 120. That's the adrenals. The bottom part is supposed to be 70. They have lifted the number up to 80 because we have so many kidney genetic weaknesses, but it's really supposed to be 70. And that's called diastolic. So you telling me right now that your adrenals is not online, which means your kidneys are not filtering, which means that you're accumulating too many acids and you don't have no way to get rid of the metabolic waste that is building up inside the system. So my only suggestion to you is you have to go back to Eden. Genesis 1:29, you got to go back to Eden, the Garden of Eden, where fruits yielding seeds after its kind shall be meat unto you. Vegetables yielding seeds after its kind should be meat unto you. This will hydrate the body. Not only will the fruits hydrate the body, but they're very, very easy to digest because there is so much water inside of them. Not only that, they have all the healing modalities and healing constituents that you need that's going to help regenerate cellular tissues and everything like that. They're going to help you have a purgatory effect on the body because it's going to start loosening up all of that plaque, all of that acids, because acids love to weld things to the wall. I done seen somebody uterus literally welded to their intestines, y'all. This lady body was so acidic that her uterus welded itself to the intestines. So only thing that do that is the acid side of chemistry. So we have to alkaline the body. And the only way to alkaline the body is to be on an alkaline diet or in an alkaline environment around positivity. Make sure you eat foods. Make sure you're eating foods that is very, 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 very easily digestible. And you're going to need the geogenetic level 1. Let's keep reading though. High blood pressure, that's the kidneys and adrenals all day. It says, you are encouraging me. Oh, look, she already know. You're encouraging me to be on an all-fruit diet. Mostly grapes, huh? With a question mark. Yes, I am. Go on an all grape diet to really start astringent and really start pulling and tugging away at all the acids in the body. We most definitely going to have to give you some milk thistle to cleanse out their liver. Not only the milk thistle, but dandelion root, dandelion leaf, mixed with a little burdock root and a yellow dock, and some hydrangea to break up any any stones that you have in the liver because you don't have the gallbladder anymore. Just to truly, truly purge and cleanse that liver out. Cleanse the blood as well. Make sure the blood is clean. Take care of the pancreas. Cleanse the pancreas out. And you're going to have to do this on an all-fruit diet, especially if you're pre-diabetic. That'll help you out anyway because you get to bypass the pancreas because the fructose go through something called cellular infusion. So you don't have to worry about insulin in the pancreas to actually get your ATP, adenosine triphosphate, or what they call vitality or fuel burning of the cell. It says, I would like to know if going on such a diet will spike my blood sugar. Yes, it will spike your blood sugar probably for about 4 days, but then it will regulate itself. You got worse problems than to be worrying about your blood sugar, though. If you pre-diabetic, that means your numbers are in the high 90s. You ain't nothing finna come from that. You ain't gonna go into a diabetic coma or nothing like that. When you start getting into the 250s and 300s and 400s, that's when you start seeing people, feet getting swelling and you start losing oxygen and got to cut off toes and comas and stuff like that. So you good. It'll spike a few numbers, but it's going to regulate itself because the fruits go through cellular infusion. They don't need the pancreas to do its job at all because they infuse themselves in the cells. They don't need the beta cells to produce actual insulin to take the glucose and penetrate the cells to give the cells its food, its fuel. It says, all I eat is organic fruits and vegetables. That's cool. That's cool. If I was you, I'd get off the vegetables, though, and I eat nothing but fruits right now because you already having a digestive problem because your gallbladder gone. So you don't have that bile salt to help break down your food, that chyme to help break down your food. It says, my entire body is feeling off. Yes, it's out of balance. It's out of meiosis. It's out of homeostasis. So it's going to feel off. Could you please advise me on what to do? I would like to get better and to live a healthier lifestyle. I'll also like to see a cooking class up and running. Is on his way because I want to learn what you eat in order to be healthy. And I know what to put in my body. That's right for me and my family. P.S. I was wondering if some of the herbs will harm me due to my current condition. Thank you much and hope to hear from you soon. The herbs are not going to harm you. The herbs are going to help you. The diet is not going to harm you. The diet is going to help you. The diet is going to hydrate the body. The diet, like I said, that you need to be on is all fruits. Go back to the Garden of Eden. Get on the all fruit diet. And that hydration is simply easily digestible. So that means you don't have to worry about the pancreas since you are pre-diabetic, nor do you have to worry about the gallbladder since your food is already digesting in your mouth. And that's why I recommend fruits, super chew the foods. Make sure it's liquid before you swallow it. And you get to bypass the pancreas and you can bypass the gallbladder. That way you can cleanse and heal and pull and tug at that liver, get all of them stones and acids out of the liver because that was the issue. And that's why you still got problems because they took the wrong thing. They shouldn't have been taking the gallbladder. They should have been detoxifying your liver. That's why you're still feeling the same symptomologies after you had your gallbladder removed because they went after the wrong thing. They went after the symptom and they didn't go after the root cause, which was acidosis, systemic acidosis, because your lymphatic system is backed up and your kidneys and your adrenals are not filtrating and processing all these metabolic cellular waste out of the body. So the best way to do that is get the adrenal glands back online, get the kidneys back online. Make sure you're moving your lymph. Do some rebounding, jumping jacks, do push-ups, sit-ups, stuff like that. Get in a steam sauna. Make sure you skin brushing towards the kidneys, not towards the heart. Do hot and cold showers, run around, things like that. Move that lymph. And while you're moving the lymph, make sure you opening up the kidneys. Open them kidneys. Kidney infiltration is the biggest thing to healing. And then, go after each glandular highway. So you're going to need the geogenetic level 1. Get the geogenetic level 1 package. Make sure you get a couple of 3 bitters, because I know since they took that gallbladder, they gave you a shitload of antibiotics because they claimed that your gallbladder was infected when it wasn't. That was just the bacteria doing their specific job, which is to chew up the gnarly acids. So I'm pretty sure you don't have no more bacteria inside your body, especially in your intestinal lining of your intestines. So get 3 bitters, get about 3 of those, and get the geogenetic level 1 and go at it. Go at it hard. Don't play around with this thing, because you don't want their liver to fail. Because if their liver to fail, then you ain't going to be able to live in this dimensional realm to tell about it. You'll probably be in another body somewhere, but you won't be in this existence no more to actually talk about what happened. So take this serious. Act quick, act now. Change your diet to an all-fruit diet right now. Order that package as soon as possible, and we'll get it out to you. If y'all got everything for this one, type in some 9s. We'll keep it pushing. If I could find grapes with seeds, LOL, everything is hard. Yes, and I get that, Shorty Slugger. Everything is super, super hard to find, and it's gonna get worse and worse, y'all. I mean, like us finding herbs right now is ridiculous, y'all. I mean, us finding herbs, and then like let alone all of our stuff from Africa, it just held up. The shit is just sitting in the sea for months and months at a time. So then we gotta test herbs from other different places, make sure it's good before we mix them into our formulas to send them out to y'all. It's been crazy out here. They're literally trying to crash the economy and bring on a Great Depression to start all these wars and race wars and riots, so they can lock this entire globe down and, bring in a one world currency, a one world government, and just mandate their agenda, the 21 agenda, they deep population control and everything else that they've been doing. So it's hard out here if you're a real healer, it's hard out here for real healers right now. Not only is we battling y'all hard-headed asses, but we battling literally everybody else. We battling everybody. We battling the government. We battling the shippers, the suppliers. The battle is real, y'all. So, I mean, I hope y'all are bearing with us. And I'm not even just talking about me. I'm talking about other healers. Make sure y'all being patient with us and y'all bearing with us, because it's hard out here for a healer. It really is. All right. If y'all got everything with this case, type in some 9s and we'll keep it pushing. If y'all got everything with this particular case, type in some 9s and we'll keep it pushing. And I can't speak on the 3 bitters enough, y'all. 3 bitters. Very good for you. And that's the reason why they are #1 seller, because we are literally changing and replenishing the body with the microbiota that's supposed to be inside the body, doing everything that needs to be done. I don't know am I freezing up over here or something? It seems like I'm freezing. Am I freezing, y'all? Let me see. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me good? Am I freezing up? My whole system froze on my end. Okay. Well, y'all say I'm still on, so let's keep going. Let's get to the next one. My bad about that, y'all. Like I said, this is my second time going live here. And y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it go. So the second one, it says, hey, brother, I am from India. Shouts out to India. We got a letter from India, y'all. All praises. Got a letter from India. Okay, I am from India. And I'm reaching out to you as my dad suffering from dystonia. Well, let me do this real quick for this one. Oh, I know. Matter of fact, I think I do know. Dystonia is the involuntary reaction of nerves and of different ligaments and stuff like that. Let me make sure, though, before I never want to lie to y'all and give y'all the wrong information. But I think it's involuntary twitching and moving of certain limbs and extremities due to the adrenal glands not working properly. Let's see. Okay, yep, it says the state of abnormal muscle tone resulting to muscular spasms and abnormal postures, typically due to neurological diseases and side effects of drug therapy. Knew it. So we got somebody that have involuntary muscle spasms all the time, and certain limbs are just moving out of whack. And notice what it said, and this was on Google. It says usually due to side effects of drugs. And that's the first thing I'm going to ask. Do you have any metal, stored up in the brain? Because usually a lot of metal and things like that is stored up in the tissues of the brain causes things like that. You see that in a lot of people that's autistic. They just have involuntary movements. They bang their head against the wall. They like to scratch. They do things like this, and they just can't stop moving to be settled because there's certain metals like, mercury and aluminum that's all inside of their brain, stopping the connections of neurons and dendrites, creating that neurological pathway to communicate with each other and let alone the rest of the entire body. So if I was you, I would do a heavy metal detox. Not only that, these things are caused from the lack of oxygen too. The lack of oxygen to the brain and damaged brain cells that are not being reoccurred because lysosomes, again, is not working properly and doing its job because you haven't cleansed the glymphatic system of the brain. Now remember, the glymphatic system is nothing but the lymphatic system. It's just in the brain area. So we're going to have to get that moving. And I talked to y'all yesterday, in order to truly drain the brain and drain the glymphatic system, we got to make sure that the tonsils are intact. And not only that the tonsils are intact, but we have enough good bacteria inside the tonsils. So you need to be flooding him with good bacteria, probiotics, three bitters. Anytime you're dealing with neurological functionings in brains, always go all fruits, high in berries, antioxidants, which is oxygenators, will yield the most oxygen and bring it to the brain. Make sure that when you get the geogenetic therapeutic package level 2, which is what he's going to need, you get all of the herbs that's in them, and we're going to send you extra stuff that got a lot of iron phosphate in it, because iron phosphate is an electrical magnetic mineral that actually brings oxygen to the body by way of hemoglobin to each individual cells of the body. So we're going to load him with iron phosphate and load him with good biobifiidum bacteria, candida, lactobacillus bacteria, and we're going to let the body do what it do. And we're going to open up the lymphatic system. We're going to get the adrenals back online, because the adrenals is in control of producing something called acetylcholine, and this hormone actually constricts the lymph vessels. It opens them, it pulsates them, and get everything moving, get everything pushing to the kidneys. We got to check the kidneys, make sure the nephrons, which is it's 1 million of them in each kidney, is called the nephrons. And what the nephrons are, they're a little filtration system. And it's a beautiful filtration system if you ask me. Where's my kidney? Show y'all what nephrons are. Check my mic. So these are nephrons. Let me show y'all. Hold on. So these are nephrons. If you look right here, these are nephrons. You see the arteries and the veins inside the kidneys bringing the lymph in, and you see the actual aorta valves. You see the venous cava. You see the urethra going down. But these things right here are called nephrons. It's 1 million of them in each kidney. And what these do is they handle the pressure and the functionality of your pH in your body. A lot of people think that the pH is literally dealt with the blood of the body, but what controls the pH of the body, I don't mean to bust y'all bubbles, but it's the actual kidneys. The kidneys is some of the most important organs on the body. And not only is kidneys are organs, but kidneys is a gland too. Kidneys secretes all types of different hormones, if y'all didn't know. And when y'all sign up for my anatomy classes, we're going to go through those things. Now, the kidneys are important because it filtrates all the acids and all the acidic waste and all the metabolitic waste that the cells have accumulated from eating food and just going through its everyday working process out of the body. But it only can do this filtration by way of these glands, these pyramid-shaped like structures that's the size of a walnut that actually sits on top of the kidney. You see that? And these adrenals are in control of your sugar metabolism. They're in control of converting and turning your minerals into salts. They're in control of utilizing the minerals in the body. They're in control of making acetylcholine, which is a hormone that goes down into the kidneys and open up these different lymphatic vessels and pulsate them. They constrict them and dilate them. And that's what start moving that acid and all of that lymph through the filtration system to get it through the medulla, to go through the urethra. Then it goes down the urethra and it goes into the urinary tract. And then you start urinating out this metabolic waste. All of these, the kidney function is all dependent and based off of the adrenal glands. So we got to get your adrenal glands back online. And another thing, we're talking about involuntary muscle movement, right? Well, involuntary muscle movement, which is what your father was actually diagnosed with. Check this out. What's in control of the autonomic nervous system? What is in control of the involuntary intrinsic nervous system? How does the lungs, pump without you worried about it? How does the heart beat without you being worried about it? What's in control of that? Yes, ding, ding. Y'all got it right again. The adrenal glands. So we're going to go after the neurological functionings, and we're going to go after the adrenal glands, the whole entire glandular highway, clean up the kidneys, hydrate the body, put you on an all-fruit diet. The diet have to be high in berries because that is your oxygenators. That's everything you need to get all that oxygen inside of the actual body, inside of the brain, for you can start making new neurological pathways. And then we're going to put inside of all the herbs, we yield high amounts of iron phosphate anyway. Again, iron phosphate is your highest electrical magnetic mineral of the body that actually brings oxygen molecules into the bloodstream. And then it hits a ride on hemoglobin, and then you get oxygen throughout the whole entire body plus to the brain. And you look up later, you don't even have these diseases no more. And then it said because of the medicine and heavy metals, so you got to cleanse the liver, and you got to cleanse the liver, and you just got to cleanse out all these metals in these brains. So we'll put a heavy metal detoxification area in there for you. I don't have your name. I'm gonna go see it. She ain't put your name on this. Heavy metal detox too. Make sure we write that. Put a heavy metal detox in there, and then that's what you need. That's what you need. That's exactly what you need. If y'all got everything for that one so far, type in some nines. We'll move on to the next question. I'm rolling through them today, y'all. Right? I think I'm doing pretty good. It's only 10:19. I think I'm rolling. We gotta go back to eating. Y'all notice I'm gonna always tell you fruits. Fruits, and herbs. Genesis 1:29. It will never steer you wrong. It will never, ever, ever steer you wrong. Genesis 1:29. Fruits, herbs. That's what I'm talking about, darling Nikki. She said, I'm going to start my fruit diet ASAP. I just need to know how long. Don't put a time on it. Just be on them fruits until you feel better, God. That's the time limit. You see that? Be on them until you feel better. Be on them until you start seeing, you start feeling exuberant. You start yielding all them energies, them energetics that come from them fruits. You start peeing out crystals and stones. You start feeling better. That's when you know to get off of them. So just be on them. You can survive off an apple a day. When you look at fruits is whole in chemistry. That's why it's called whole food. That's what fruits are. They're a whole food. Everything that you need to survive off of is in fruits. Amino acids, carbon, melanin, oxygen, CO2 constituents, light code frequencies due to photosynthesis. Everything that you need is inside of fruits. But guess what? Everything that you need is not inside of vegetables. Now, everything that a cow need or that an herbivore need, like a horse, a cow, a zebra, everything that they need is inside of vegetables. You see that? Or not like a carnivore. Everything he needs is not inside a vegetable nor a fruit. That's why he don't eat either or. Everything he needs is inside of proteins. And that's why he eat his protein raw. He don't cook it. He don't put green vegetables and everything else on it. He ain't putting cheese and tomatoes on it. He ain't flipping it on no grill. He ain't marinating it overnight. He ain't sauteing it. He ain't boiling. Heavy beasts. And that's why they need vegetables, because vegetables yield too many damn minerals. Vegetables is over-nutrifying. And that's why it's hard to break them down. And that's why you see beasts eating vegetables. You see beasts really eating vegetables because it's too complex of minerals inside of them. So many damn minerals inside of vegetables and kale. And, when you super down, you use them, and you use them as herbs to heal the body, to cleanse the body. But if you're already healthy and you're in a state in a balance of homeostasis, you don't want all that cellulose and all them different minerals. It's too much for you. You're not into, heavy things. You're into light things. You're a prokaryotic cell, not a eukaryotic cell. You're not an animal. Straight up. You're a prokaryotic cell. You're a simple single cell organism that came from the heavens. Your body is full of light and water. Your body is full of light and water. They call it carbon, they call it melanin, they call it all types of other different things. But your body is full of light and water. You need light, less dense food. You need light, less dense minerals. Then you got these heavy 2-ton, big gnarly mother effers, like cows and bulls and all these other stuff. They cool. They can eat these grains all day. And then even when you start getting into like lambs and goats and stuff, the smaller ones, notice they are on the grains. They ain't even on the vegetables real hard. They on the grains, showing you that there's a different food for every species on planet Earth. Look at the birds. We got to go back to Eden, family. I mean, we do. We got to go back to Eden. We got to. All right, here go the next one. The next one says, give thanks, King. Give thanks, brother. Peace, peace. Honor and love to you and your divine presence. Man, I love these. Y'all just been speaking life into me today. I love it. I love it, man. Into your divine presence. Thank you for showing up for my people. It's our people. It ain't just your people. It's our people. What you talking about? My name is S. I've been experiencing a tender pain in my left nipple. Okay, so we got pain in the left nipple. We know what causes pain. Either a pinched nerve causes pain or acids on the nerve cause pain. But it's damage to the nerves that cause pain. The pain sends the melacheme, or what we call the angels or the angles of light, or what they're going to call a melanin messenger, a melanin neuron transmitter to the brain and to the gut by way of serotonin, and it'll tell something's off. And that something's off, that code get deciphered by your sensory sensors, and you say, ah, shit, something hurts. But it's literally just a message telling you that energy has been blocked up in the body. That's all that's really going on here. That's all that's really going on here. All right. It says, I've been experiencing a tender pain on my left nipple, like it's forming a cyst. So you might be dealing with like a little tumor that's coming out of that nipple. We get a lot of tumors that come out of the nipples, especially when we detoxifying a lot of breast cancer patients. You know, that nipple will open up and a tumor will pop right out. It says, which I've had before, but years and years ago. It doesn't yet have a head to be popped, so it don't have a head yet. It is so painful, and I have to constantly wear bras because of the gravity effect of it also. I put gauze and castor oil on it for now. That's cool. In the castor oil, I have that pulling effect. Castor oil is a lipid. That's what oils are. That's why the mucosal membrane is alkaline. It's a lipid. You know, grapeseed oil, that's a lipid. The lymphatic system, lymphocytes, that's a lipid. We call these big mamas. And these oils is what puts out inflammation or puts out acidosis, what we call puts out fire. And that's why oils are good sometimes. That's why sometimes it's good to put oils or put these, what you call fatty acids. Notice what I said, fatty acids. What is omega-3? A fatty acid. Omega-6, these are fatty acids that the brain need to function, right? Hold on. So the brain need fatty acids. The brain need amino acids. The body need hydrochloric acid. And it produces byproducts called acids. We're going to have to talk about this potential hydrogen scale, this pH balance, y'all. Y'all been understanding it wrong. I'm just saying. So she said she's been putting castor oil on it. The castor oil is a lipid. It'll calm it down, and it'll pull and start astringent all of the mucus and the acid that's inside of the cyst. Because whenever you pop a pimple, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see mucus. Sometimes you see pus. And you're going to see a little bit of blood. But guess what you see an overbearingly flow of? Pus. Or of mucus, showing you that the lymphatic system is backed up so much that it's trying to clean itself through the skin. It's trying to use a fontanelle, or what we call an alternative route of elimination, to get outside of the body, because the body was made to heal itself. So if you go back to the Garden of Eden, you go back to Eden and you go on an all-fruit diet and you keep, get you some black salve and you put some black salve around that nipple, you can pull away at these things and get on an all-fruit diet and start moving that lymphatic system and get on my kidney and adrenal kit. You only got a small cyst. Your adrenal glands is right here. The kidneys is right here. It ain't too far from the breast. Then you got the tonsils right here. Also, you have the lymph node and the lymphatic artery duct right here. So you'll be able to cleanse it real quick and drain it real quick. So it ain't like we got to put you on the geogenetic level 3 or something like that, because we got miles of lymphocyte vessels to go through. All of your eliminatory race right there. And then you have another lymph duct, which is your nipple. So it can even drain that way. So, get on an all-fruit diet. Stay on an all-fruit diet. Make sure you get on my kidney and adrenal kit. Let's move and start moving this lymph around. Make sure you doing rebounds, jumping and stuff like that. Same thing I said with the last person, taking hot and cold showers. And just make sure you massaging that breast and I wouldn't even massage towards the nipple nor the heart. It's already, I wouldn't massage towards the heart nor the kidneys with this one. All of the infection in the cyst is right by the nipple where you have an outlet at. Let's just use the nipple and drain the nipple out. That's what we did With our one cancer patient, everything drained out through her nipple. The tumor popped out the nipple. So just start draining all that towards the nipple while you're on an all-fruit diet and while you're on the kidney and adrenal kit, getting your adrenals back online to get that lymphatic system moving and opening up them kidneys, and this stuff will go away. You wouldn't even be worried about this. This stuff will go away. It says, I also have been diagnosed with Crohn's disease. See? But Crohn's disease is a what? A backed up what, y'all? What is Crohn's disease? Crohn's disease is nothing but this right here. Inflamed colon. Inflamed colon. Everything is inflamed, meaning that you're not processing and you're not digesting your food right. And look, 98% of your lymphatic system is inside of your gut. Most of it's called the GOAT. The GOAT stands for GALT, gut-associated lymphatic tissues. Most of your lymph nodes is in the gut. So you backed up in the gut, that's going to be a mucus response. So now you got all this mucus and acidosis just building up in the transverse colon. It's going to start making its way up to the brain. But before it gets to the brain, it's going to stop at your breast and at your nipples, which explains the reason why you have cysts now growing on your breasts. It makes sense. So it's time to open up that sewage system and start draining all that metabolic waste and all that acidosis that's been built up in the body. And the only way to do that is by going back to eating. It's the only way. It says, I've been diagnosed with Crohn's disease a few months back, and I've been dealing with healing my colon. I'm already hip. Colon obstruction. That's all the acids. You got to change your diet for quite some times now. My diet haven't been the best. I already know, sister. My diet haven't been the best or the cleanest. I already know. You didn't even have to tell me that because based off of what they have diagnosed you with. Look, it's time to start eating the right things. Get off the proteins. Get back on the angelical light bean diet. Get back on that Garden of Eden diet. That is what's going to save your life because that diet was made to last for eternity. That diet was made to sustain angelical terrestrial beings. And that's what you are. You wrapped in this meat suit. You wrapped in this earthly dust that we call skin, but that's not really you. You need something that's going to bring and yield the body high energy where you can start cleansing the body and you can live your life and find your purpose. You ain't going to do that eating animals' flesh and drinking dairy products, eating candy and processed sugars and gnarly sticky grains and glucose. I mean, not glucose, but gluten and all this messed up stuff. You got to change that body. It's time for you to go back to eating. That's what it's time for, y'all. And eating is your fruits and your vegetables. And vegetables are nothing but herbs. And we only use herbs when we need to purge the body. That's it. That's it. So get the kidney and adrenal kit off the website. With the kidney and adrenal kit, make sure you get the 3 bitters. Also get you some salve. We have Aniyah make you up a salve, just a pulling salve. We probably put a little cleavers, a little red root, and a little plantain in there inside of the salve, and you can rub that salve on the nipple, and we can start pulling and just pulling that tumor, and hopefully that little cyst just pop out and pop out the nipple, which we see all the time, and you can get rid of all these things. If y'all got everything that I said so far for this one, type in some 9s. We'll keep it moving. We'll keep it moving. We'll keep it moving. Yeah, we running through them today, ain't we, y'all? If y'all getting some understanding, some overstanding, and understanding, type in some 9s. If y'all getting some understanding, overstanding, and understanding, type in some 9s. Because that's what it's about. This is a classroom. This is about teaching. You know, you should be able to, once you get done with my class, you should be able to go heal yourself. Or you should know, the systems, how they work and what's causing your sickness. You should already know if I'm inflamed, if I'm in pain, if I'm suffering, I'm dealing with the acid side of chemistry. If I'm in love, I'm in bliss, I'm in homeostasis, I'm in the alkaline side of chemistry. But my body is made with a lot of acidic parts. And my body function in acidic acid, so I must eat all alkaline to counteract and counterbalance all them damn acids. Even though I got the lymphatic system that's alkaline, even though I got the blood that's alkaline, even though I got alkaline enzymic reactions, it's still not enough to combat 150 trillion cells of acids that function in acid, that breaks down to acid, that moves off of acid, that thrives off of acid. So you got to have the blood clean and keep its alkalinity, the lymphatic system clean, keeping its alkalinity, the kidneys open to keep pressurizing that body right in, eat an all alkaline diet for you can bring back homeostasis and balance to an already acid functioning body, whether you want to admit to this shit or not. Your body is acid functioning, whether you on an all alkaline diet or not. And that's the truth of the matter. And if anybody told you different, we're not talking about them. They just didn't know, or they didn't arrive to this new point yet. And now it's here now. No, you can't deny it. It's here. So it's time to update and elevate the information. It's time to update and elevate the information. All right. Now this one says, hi, Yaki. I have a question. Getting rid of vitiligo. So we see we got somebody with melanin deficiency. Let's see if y'all been listening. What gland inside of the body produces melatonin, produces serotonin? What gland inside the body produces melanin? What gland inside of the body produces melanin? What gland? I see you, Jamal. You on here handling your business. I see you, Antonio Perez. Y'all on here handling y'all business. I wonder where Yisrael at. Where my brother Yisrael at? There we go. The pineal gland. Who was the first person that got that right? Forever Student. Forever Student on here kicking y'all butts, y'all. What y'all doing? Forever Student. Oh, hold on. Before, okay. Asher Kadosh. Kadosh, holy. Ashar. So Kadosh actually got there first. Got there first. Peace, God. Peace, God. So the pineal gland. So we already know that this is a pineal gland deficiency. Maybe, and usually when you look at that, because you have something called the melanocytes, which is produced by the epithelial layer of your skin due to eumelanin and pheomelanin, and this is actually produced by neuromelanin, which comes from the pineal gland. Usually we have a pineal gland deficiency due to calcification, due to fluoride, using all these different types of chloride, using bleach all throughout your house all day, and it can come from your mama too. Usually this stuff do come from your mama and you born with this stuff, but you see vitiligo just pop out of nowhere. But usually it's due to not being in that sun enough, and something's destroying your blackness. That means the pineal gland needs to be back on orbit. The pineal gland is just sitting in that third ventricle of the brain, not in orbit, and we need to get it back in orbit and producing these right chemicals and hormones that makes up your sugar, makes up your carbon constituents that we call melanin or melatonin, serotonin, and melanin sites, which goes to the epithelial layer of your skin and give you that dark pigmentation. So the first thing you're gonna have to do is decalcify the glandular. You gotta go after the endocrine system, and you need to be going after that pineal. And you can write a list down, y'all. Write this list down, and somebody put it inside of the comment board. And these are what you call pineal herbs. And the first pineal herbs is going to be Valerian Root. Valerian Root. Put them in there for me, y'all. Valerian Root. That's the first thing that is this a male or a female? They didn't tell me. Valerian Root. And we got a kick-ass kit that I'm gonna tell you too. But I always like to give y'all herbs first. That way you don't think I'm trying to get you for money and you can do this stuff yourself. Valerian Root. Put it in there, y'all. Valerian Root. Sun gazing is very good too. Pineal herbs, Valerian Root. The second one, juniper berries. Juniper berries is full of melanin. That's why I got that beautiful dark purple color to it. And guess what? It opens up the kidneys for kidney filtration. We got valerian root, which stinks to high heaven when you cook it, but it's full of melatonin. That's why it's a soother. It's a soother. It reminds me of blue vervain. It soothes and calms the nervous system because it got all the melatonin in it. See that? I just gave y'all another one. Blue vervain. Juniper berry. A lot of people don't know this, but elderberry and elderflower. Y'all see that? The sap in that melanin syrup, if you don't, it's sticky. On that elderberry, that melanin, that's sticky on that berry. That's how full of melatonin that is. Another one, lily of the valley. Lily of the valley. That's the leaf. Make sure you get the leaf. Lily of the valley leaf. You want to decalcify some things? We got to move the metal and the fluoride out of the brain. So what we going to go for first? We need an herb that go after metal that's going to open up the meridian pathway and pull on the strands on that melanin. It's a green herb. You use it in your kitchen all the time, y'all. Tell me, what is it? What is it? It's a green herb that you use in your kitchen all the time, and it detoxifies metal. It detoxifies metal. Who got it? Let's see who got it. Yes, and it's a leaf. I'm going to give y'all a clue. It starts with a C. It starts with a C. It starts with a C. Not sage. There you go, Michael J. Cilantro. All right, we kicking. Cilantro, very, very good metal detoxifier because you got to get the aluminum. You got to get all the mercury out of the brain. See, we trying to throw this pineal gland back into orbit because when it stopped orbiting, it stopped producing melatonin. You ain't getting no neuromelanin, no eumelanin, no pheomelanin if it's not in its orbit. If it's not in its orbit. Now, we have to talk about radioactivity. Because radioactivity will calcify the pineal gland too, whether it come from your mother or your father, and this radiation go through the sperm, and then you get conceived, and now you come out with vitiligo and all these other different things, melanin deficiencies, and get patches on your skin due to radiation. Because radiation already kill your blackness because your melanin is already radioactive. So when you neutralize the radioactivity that your outer space terrestrial butt already have inside of your melanin, guess what? It stops producing melanin. So it is a vegetable that is growing in the sea. It's a sea vegetable. And you bet not say no damn sea moss. Y'all think sea moss for everything, and it's not. And sea moss ain't all what it's cracked up to be. I'm telling you. But it's a vegetable sea that is anti-radioactive. Give it to me. What we got, y'all? Where is that? I even give y'all the color of it. Sometimes it come purple. Sometimes it looks black. Come on, who got it? One of your most, there you go, Gideon. There you go, Sabrina. There you go, Bladderwrack, or what they call fucus. There you go, Terriana. Yes, okay, look, hold on. Georgia Peach 310. That was my next one I was going to. Good job, Goddess. Good job, Goddess. Dose and Bladderwrack. Kelp is more of a salt. Kelp is full of electrolytes. It don't have that much melanin in it, but Dose and Bladderwrack. Fucus is full of melanin, y'all. Kelp is very good for the body. Kelp got more of iodine and bromine in it. It's good for the thyroid gland, the glandular highway, producing tritryptophan and stuff like that. So kelp is most definitely one of my top favorite herbs. But we talking about specifically something that's going to open up that pineal gland and, produce that melatonin, eumelanin, pheomelanin, and neuromelanin. Dose and kelp, and something that's going to calm down the radioactivity since your cells are already radioactive because you come from outer space. Man, y'all learning up in this deal. I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all learning up in this deal. In a minute, I'm going to be learning from y'all. You feel me? So what I would do if I was you, them the herbs you can get if you want to try to clear this thing yourself. And then you got to eat things that have a lot of melanin in it. Eat things that have a lot of melanin in it. And melons have a lot of melanin in it. You eat some dark leafy green vegetables, but make sure you juice them, though. They got a lot of melanin in it, and really go all raw. Particularly when we're dealing with this type of thing, you don't have to go all fruits per se, but you can't eat kale in its raw state. You gotta juice it. So do an all fruit diet and juice your kale. Juice your greens. And then take the herbs. What we use for this particular one, though, we use the geogenetic therapeutic package level 2, and we go after the glandular highway, the endocrine system, real hard while opening up the lymphatic system, and we cleanse the skin. We cleanse the skin because the epithelial layer of the skin got all the acids and fluoride and these chemicals inside of it that's just constantly keep damaging the eel and the fuel melanin and the melanin sites that's inside the skin that brings that dark pigmentation. I recommend that you do a little bit of sun gazing. I do recommend that. Make sure you do it when the sun is setting. Don't do it when the sun is high in the sky because you already lacking melanin. You don't want them UVs to really burn you up too much. So, do a little sun gazing, set out in the sun, make sure you're getting in that sauna, make sure it's a steam sauna. You sweating because you got to open that skin to get all these acids and all these Clorox, bleach, and chloride. It's just so much stuff that causes this stuff. It's just the body has been biologically attacked by chemicals, and usually this stuff come from your fathers or your ancestors. So that's how you get rid of it, though. The geogenetic therapeutic package level 2, 3 bitters. Bitter 1 is full of melanin. Bitter 1 full of melanin. Bitter 3 is 2. Bitter 3 got that blessed thistle in there. Blessed thistle is full of melanin as well. So, 3 bitters, the geogenetic 1, and I gave you the diet. If y'all got that so far, type in some 9s and we'll keep pushing. Burdock don't have any melanin in it per se. It do got color and got characteristic to it, but it don't have that much melanin. Burdock do got a shitload of iron phosphate, though. It got a whole lot of iron phosphate. I'll give it that. I will give it that. All right. That was a good one, man. I like that one. What time we got? Look, it's too late, y'all. I answered everything I could today. I will be back live tomorrow, though. I'm going live every day this week. If y'all had a good time and if y'all learned some things, put some sevens in the building. If y'all had a good time and y'all learned some things, throw up some sevens in the building. Throw some sevens up for me. Will the 3 bitters help clear up acne? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. But you got to be on that all-fruit diet, though. It's time to go back to the Garden of Eden, family. I'm glad y'all learning. All praises to the guys and goddesses on here. I'm super proud of y'all, super happy for y'all. I just want to speak life into y'all, peace into y'all, love. May y'all lives be abundant. May your life be full of balance. May your life be full of ma'at, just full of balance. May your life be full of love, joy, peace. You are wise, you are healthy, you are wealthy, you are infinite, you are eternal. And just really, really meditate on those words tonight and just heal your mind, your body, spirit, and soul, and know that you are important. Know that you are somebody. We're the original gods and goddesses of this earth, and we must act like one. And in order to act like that, it's time for you to start taking accountability for your own health. It's time for you to be held responsible for your own health. You see that? It's time. It's time for you to take matters into your own hand and quit having all these excuses why you can't get off the meat. It's time for you to start loving yourself. You know the meat is killing you. Put it down. You know the sodas is killing you. Put it down. You know the drugs and alcohol is killing you. Put it down. You know that toxic ass relationship is killing you. Get away from it. You see that? You quit being lazy. Get up. Go meditate. Go stretch. Go pray. Before you grab your phone, pray. Thank Yahweh. Thank whoever you pray to that they woke you up that morning. You know, it's time to truly start putting your spirituality and putting your bio-spiritual body first, y'all. It's time. Look, you've been choosing everybody before you your whole life. That's why you sick. That's why you haven't found your purpose. That's why you're in a predicament you in. And that's why you feel like you're lonely. That's why you feel anger all the time. All you have to do now is start choosing you first. Just choose you first. Choose you first. Because if you don't choose you first, it's impossible for you to love your husband. If you don't choose you first, it's impossible for you to love your wife. It's impossible for you to love your children. If you don't prioritize your health, your wholeness, and your well-being before everybody else, it's impossible to heal anybody. And I just had this conversation with another person, and they basically told me that, how are you healing the world and you not getting enough sleep? If you go out and they take you out and you die because you ain't sleeping, then who gonna heal us? I said, damn, thank you, brother. You just held me accountable. And me being the God that I am, I have to apologize. I had to apologize to Yahweh for being so selfish, trying to stay up and killing myself for y'all when I ain't even getting myself together. If I leave and I ain't got enough, how can I give to you? You see that? So I gotta love myself enough to love y'all and love y'all enough to love myself. Start taking your health serious. Start taking these times we in serious. It is not getting any better. You need to be on herbs every day. You need to be exercising every day, doing your yoga. You need to be stretching, doing your breath work, breathing in that Ruach HaKodesh, breathing in that Neshama, that Prana, whatever we want to call it. And you need to be doing your spiritual works, your rituals. I mean, you really need to be in tune with the unseen right now, because it is some shit coming that you ain't never seen and that you never will see again that's coming to this earth, and we are not prepared. We are unhealthy, we fat, we lazy, we spending all our days fucking and sucking and doing everything else but getting our lives together and getting our affairs in order and building these structures for we can sustain and survive and take care of ourselves when this shit hit the fan. Ain't nobody getting land, ain't nobody learning how to grow their own vegetables, nothing. And when it hit, we all gonna be like, damn, we've been getting warned for years because we too distracted on the drugs. We too distracted on the meat. We too distracted with sex. We too distracted on money, cars, clothes, hoes, social media, all these damn distractions. 19, we distracted with that. That's the biggest distraction of them all. It's time to wake up and pay attention. Love you and put you first for once. See that? So tomorrow when you wake up, make sure at least if you don't want to stretch and breathe, pray. A lot of y'all just roll over and get on your phone. No, pray. Put spirituality first. Put you first. Start focusing on the inner you, building that inner character, that inner you. See, because this flesh, this shit is terrestrial. This shit gonna die. It's gonna decompose. Rigor mortis is gonna step in. Your breath stink when you wake up. You get sleep in your eyes when you wake up because you was the closest to death. This don't mean nothing. But that infinite you, That nervous system that's connected to that spiritual body that's within, that's eternal. That live forever. That need to be your number one priority. And it's impossible to evolve that being if the body is fucked up. It's impossible. You have to cleanse all that mucus up out of this body, up out of this vehicle for it to drive straight. You are the driver. You can't get nowhere and go to point A to point B or go from this stage and elevate to go to this stage and your vehicle fucked up. Vehicle full of mucus, vehicle full of acids, oil tank on E because you eating the wrong fuel. You eating stimulants all your life. Tires all ran down. You can't even travel up the street. It's time to truly, truly start like taking this stuff serious. And these are just facts, y'all. But with that being said, look, I love y'all. I love myself. I hope you love yourselves. If you love yourself and you love your family, your children, and you love your people like you claim you do, you're going to start doing actions, getting up off your ass and doing something about it. It's time to put the hand to the plow. All that talking shit is over with. Let's put in the work. Put in the work. All right? Love y'all. Peace, love, light, and healing. Peace to the gods. Peace to the earth. Peace.